30 minutes gone past 6 o'clock. Good morning. It is Tuesday, 24th August 2021. My name is Enoh. The line to open 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0009. The numbers to call. Headlines from The Guardian. $1 billion operational cost. Push private jet owners into bankruptcy. $1 billion operational cost push private jet owners into bankruptcy. Doctors insist on strike as court refuses FG's requests. Palo infrastructure, limited export base, others threaten FDI. Security crisis drives up Nigeria's food worries. Christ Embassy fined for flouting COVID-19 lockdown in Australia. Lawan refutes bribery allegation in passage of PIA. Gunmen kill 4, abduct 50 in Zamfara. Lagos motorists lament alleged imposition of driver's certification cards. Court restrains Secondus from parading himself as PDP chair and member. President Nigeria needs in 2023 by Tambuwal. IGP urges police to checkmate IPOB's activities. That's in the Guardian newspaper. In the Punch, strike continues. NARD insists as court orders suspension. Oil price jumps to $68 after days of losses. Secondus attacks Wike as reverse court suspends PDP chair. COVID-19, Edo government to restrict large gatherings as second phase of vaccination begins. 0817-923-0002, 30 seconds. Let's do this. Good morning.
Good morning, Enoh. All right, Ejeku promise for Rumodman. Yes, Ahmed Lawal telling us this morning that the federal government should be careful on how they integrate the terrorists into the society. I think that statement is a welcome development because it may be a calculated attempt of these terrorists trying to take advantage of the country as Nigeria, to take Nigeria as a country. You understand? But you should also take what is happening in Afghanistan and be very careful in trying to integrate them into the society. Thank you.
All right, good morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning. CBK calling from Amman.
All right.
Yeah, the council chairman of the flagging of the Western Life Market, the modern market, is a record development. I commend him for that. It's a good one. I want to vividly commend and thank Honorable Tisomwe and Honorable Plessy Godfather Negu for presenting cars to Council of yesterday.
We're Nigerian, so good morning.
Good morning, Enoch Debre. My name is George. I'm calling from Romeo community. Who said secondary? Of course, told him not to parade himself as a PDP chairman. I think they should be dancing the music. And Wike should be playing the drum for them. And I want to tell Governor Wike that if you allow Wike secondary, he is not the owner of the party. It doesn't matter that even though he have problem with Wike secondary, he should settle.
All right, Kingsley's in HA. Good morning, Kingsley. Let's hear you.
Enoch, good morning. There's one adage who says that when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. Obinna Anyanwu have come to show HA people that is a true son of HA. By flagging or for extra-modern market. I commend him that is a record development. I'm begging my chairman this morning that she come to Ward 19, Isu or Wu or Geda. If he come to Ogeda, I say this time with that number that Ogeda don't have any government project to ask. I'm talking to you now. We don't have school. We don't have market. We don't have health center. Nothing that can show that Ogeda people is benefiting from the government.
All right. When I is in Oyibo, after that I move to Facebook and WhatsApp. Good morning.
Good morning, my sister. Yes, I want to align myself with Senator Ahmed Lawan. The rate at which we accept this repented criminals, my dear sister, something is wrong somewhere. We need to open our eyes. Then on the topic about secondary, I want to advise PDP that their problem is internal and no outsider can come and settle it for them.
Thank you. We've got Ajugu Nuhu, High Court Storms PDP National Chairman. A few days ago, his local government chairman donated cars for his vice and councillors For me, more drama. Okay, Abdul Ghani more. PDP crisis worsens as High Court in Rivers restrains Uche Secondus from parading himself as national PDP chairman. Shows that our POS Africa governor means this man and will go all the way. They should allow him complete his tenure. Dimabo Sabe, on the same matter. Well, we move to WhatsApp at this time. Let's see messages here. Court restrains Uche Secondus from parading himself as national chairman of PDP. I laugh because this is just the beginning. What goes around comes around. I can help beat the drum for weekend PDP to continue the surrogate dance. Nicholas sent that in. Email Monday on the same matter says they shouldn't come as a surprise because the politics of Nigeria is always played in the courts. The person who brought him to power has decided to remove him. Obina says, the statement of Eche local government PDP chairman is an embarrassment to our democracy. How can a party chairman, a local government, say that the chairman can decide not to do any project and heading will not fall? He's also commending ALGA members for their patriotic move to INEC office. The centralization of registration centers is the best way. It will help those unable to register because of lack of mobility. Weke Tochi says the Eche local government chairman should remember Igbo War II in his project commissioning. Who asked court to suspend resident doctors' strike? Where's the court? Where was the court when they were owing the doctors? But the same court went on strike recently over similar issues. We didn't hear of any court orders to suspend the strike until their demands were met. Anyway, that court has done the work according to APC government's instruction, Kingsley, but the doctors have said they're not going back. Jolie says, why do Southerners like pulling their brothers down for selfish interests? Northerners are suppressing us. We help them to succeed always. The High Court restricting Uche Secondus from parading himself as PDP chairman. Well, the judges Wike built houses and furnished for, bought cars for, and gave money are repaying their master. He says Wike is an epitome of tyranny and corruption. He's the biggest mistake Rivers people made. Promise Chuk send that in. Gifton Surim, the arrest and detention of the student, the female, for 70 days without notifying her parents and access to legal representation is highly condemnable and an affront to the provision of the Constitution. The perpetrators of this despicable act should be made to face the full wrath of the law. Obina Sunday says Rivers PDP should leave Uche Secondus alone. This is how Chibuike Amechi is answering bad name today. The threat against Umebulu principal for revealing the poor state of Umebulu Secondary School is another version of display of anti-Rivers government by Wike. I urge the teachers in Rivers State to declare indefinite strike if any legal action is taken against the said principal. Mike sent that in. An innocent girl has been detained for over 70 days in Imo State for allegedly working with ESN while terrorists have been integrated into sites in the north. There's one major reason Nigeria can't win the war against terrorism and difficult to keep Nigeria as one indivisible nation. Emmanuel sent that in. Emifiaga says it's true, judiciary in Nigeria is disgusting, but in Rivers State, it is obviously stinking and needs urgent redemption in view of the order against Uche Secondus. Now that the striking doctors have blatantly disobeyed the industrial court, I hope they won't turn around to count on the law and constitutional democracy when the hammer of the FG shall hit them hard in later days. Also in Rivers State, we proudly see government and performance as personal rights of the governor and the local government area chairman, but vilify and castigate FG for performance or lack of performance. What a people. 0817-923-0002. T-Law says court orders Uche Secondus to stop parading himself or performing any function as chairman. This is laughable. The problem of PDP just begins with what we can wish the APC is about to consume PDP. God is not sleeping. Let's see how it plays out. I'll take some calls now. Chigbo Johnson says Rivers Algon gives INEC 7 days to improve voters registration in the state. This is a welcome development because the slow pace of registration in the state is becoming something else. A woman said INEC should be serious for once. There are no areas of discipline in this country where things will ever go well. Disenfranchising voters is intentional. Industrial court asking doctors to suspend strike is not a welcome development. Why can't industrial court order the federal government to see to the welfare of the doctors after police, another corrupt set of people are lawyers. Ezekiel Isaiah. Newton Ikure says, no vaccination card, no entry into places of worship and other public places. Governor Baseki, dear Governor, you are taking this matter too far and about to chew more than you can swallow. It's not by force to be vaccinated. On the recent court order restraining Uche Secondus from parading himself as national chairman of the PDP and his subsequent suspension, the people of Andoni ancient community should be on alert not to allow the party rift to generate sore into their land. Prince Owukio sent that in. 0817-923-0002. Lack of learning materials in schools in River State makes learning difficult. We're only building flyovers. We don't have funds for education. This is where Rivers people find themselves. No sector in the Ministry of in River State is working, and it's too bad. Every day people come online to praise the governor. Please, Mr. Governor, governance is in all sectors, not only over flyovers. Do the needful. The predicament of public schools, teachers in primary schools in River State, that the government has not provided money for miscellaneous expenses for over 2 years now, is to say the least shameful. Education should have been given such shabby attention, more so as this is the beginning stage in life and very critical. Collins Odu sent that in. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0009. Sunny Odimegu says, it's quite unfortunate that because of our gullibility and high level of psychophancy, we shout praises where it ought not to be. I want to state emphatically that there is no free education in River State. From the onset of this administration, pupils have been paying exams and other fees. Free education indeed. Teachers in public, primary and secondary schools in River State write comprehension, full comprehension on the board, no marker, no teaching and learning materials, no impress for 2 years. Wiki is working indeed. Sorry for River people, that's John. It's not all schools, John. Some of them are under another scheme. I think that's run by the federal government, and that works well. Okay. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good to hear you.
My name is Blessed Pomalo. I Court in River State said that Uche Second should not parade himself as a national PDP chairman anymore. It's laughable. This is money hour. You know what happened during the era of late G. Actually, when he was state chairman of PDP, there's kangaroo. There are people gang up against him now. The man is should rest in peace. Now, Uche Second again. But no, we can take it easy. Life is very, very simple.
Enoh, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. God to restrain Uche Second from parading himself as PDP chairman. My question is, when will the governor Wike stop screwing Rivers politicians into trouble? These politicians have to grow now. It's not only the governor that has to grow. He used the leaders to Uche to try to run into trouble, but he didn't succeed. Which is Secondus. Which is using the court to procure all kinds of injunctions to stop him again. When will he stop running Rivers people, Rivers politicians into trouble?
Enoh, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Samuel. I'm calling from Kalabo. I want to react on the High Court telling Uche Secondus to not to parade himself as a national PDP chairman. I think this issue, this PDP Governors Forum has settled this matter. Why must some people still get up again to sue this man in court? What is the problem of these people? They have settled this matter. All these people, they are planning all these things for Uche Secondus. You should remember that Uche Secondus is not from North, it's from South here.
Sonny Anthony Odum says PDP has a constitution which provides for the election and tenure of Uche Secondus. It's worrisome how some selfish party men want to remove a man that was duly elected through the back. Good morning. Teachers complain of lack of interest. I believe the schools complaining are in local government areas. Surprisingly, the chairman are quick and responsive to be of help to INEC that has never been fair to River State in any election. This shows the lack of interest for their core duties at local government level or for the people. Skipo says that High Court restraining Uche Secondus as from acting as PDP national chairman is laughable. I know where this is coming from. It won't hold water, and PDP is not a one-man party, it's a political party, it's more than one governor. Judges in River State should respect themselves and the sanctity of the judiciary before they throw River State into anarchy. The way the court sells injunction in River State is alarming and disgraceful. Orca Chris. Where are we? Rotimi in Martin says on the court order, it may cause more harm than good in the party as it will avail many aggrieved members they brought into the camp with the claim that there is crisis in the party. This may bring about the party losing more seats in 2023. We're Nigerian folk.
Good morning, Enoh.
Good morning.
Enoh is cooking, Enoh. Enoh, court to stop Secondus not to become PDP chairman again. Enoh, I worried. This case you have been taken to Abuja High Court because PDP seat is in Abuja. Why coming to River State to file this suit in River State Court? Enough, I want the DJ to investigate our River State judge. The way they give the injunction is not good. So let's come back and what injunction? What injunction? Because I know this matter was settled by PDP and National Committee. Why go for weekend now bring this case back to River State Court to get the injunction to stop it? Because it's pulling him down, it's not good. Let Governor Wike use his strength to do repair schools in River State. The school is reported, that just reported that. They want to start the figure. Let them use that strength to do this. So we repair our private River State. Thank you and good morning.
Cookie Gam, good morning. Hello?
Yeah, hi, Enoh. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, move fast on the line. Yes, lack of learning materials in schools in River State. I think it's quite unfortunate. At times I ask myself, what is the priority of this government? When the government came in, it made some model primary school that was built by the previous administration. Yet, those facilities were not maintained. It is quite unfortunate. And the government collecting and others stopping resident doctors from continuing their strike. I do not think that is the way to go because you cannot force people to come back to work. Even if there is a court order, just for them to go back to work in such a very painful and not committed attitude, they should resolve this matter without going to court. Give them what they want. Let people begin to get meaningful effects of these doctors.
All right, thank you for calling. We move now to Facebook. Finally, Governor Wike's market stops Secondus from parading himself as PDP national chairman, using Rivers money to remove Rivers' son. I see danger in PDP and more defections. Atra model, whereas education in River State is going down day after day, the governor is busy spending money on a project aimed at removing Uche Secondus as national chairman. It's terrible how infrastructure is deteriorating in River State and the governor cares less. Teachers are not given instructional materials for effective and efficient running of our schools. My advice for Governor Wike is for him to focus on governance rather than bitter politics. It's a huge distraction. We've got Chiwendu. I've read it already. Dago Go says court restraints Secondus. Let me say Secondus enjoy what him and Governor Wike were doing to Amachi APC. But I want other PDP members on Wike's side today to know that what goes around comes around. If you don't condemn it now, when it happens to you, no one will support you. Where are we? Let's assume without conceding, Senator Lawan refutes bribe allegation on PIA. What did the proponents of the 5% or above host community funds offer the lawmakers beyond threats? I don't support proposed bribes, but while lobbying something is offered, what did they offer them? As for the HM of that school, and I expect she would be transferred to Kula in Akutoru or Okoto in Andoni, or one school where boat ride is once a week. That's what happens to any school head whose school's deplorable plight makes the news. Kenneth Ibrahim, lesson learned from the court's ruling stopping Secondus as PDP chairman is when you refuse the people their one day, a finger must rise against you. Their what? Their rights? Kenneth, what is it? Alero Spieth, I want to really know what Secondus has done to deserve this thunderstorm. And I'm surprised that here the Ogoni cleanup is not yet completed. The FG, now wow, resident doctors, please go back to work. Where are we? We're on Facebook, by the way. at Nigerian for PH. Emmanuel Fruitful, good morning to you, Enoh. And Secondus, the voice that is of Jacob, but the hand is really that of Esau. I rest my case. Wike is removing Uche Secondus because both of them are from the same zone and cannot be presidential aspirant and the party national chairman at the same time. Well, Ike was here the other time and he said that doesn't follow. That's not the case. From Artillery, you have Uzochukwu Christian saying that on the same court matter, it's obvious that our leaders, their personal greed will not allow them to learn from history and their mistakes. If not, I wonder why this will be repeating itself. They tell you that our country is just a sport repeating itself and it's indicating through our naira. Due to the kind of persons we allow to govern us. Justice from Port Harcourt. Any RG is too noble to disobey a valid court order, even if it was procured. They should explore legitimate ways of dealing with the issue and not disregard the courts. Bakata says Governor Wike is behind the suspension of Uche Secondus. He's finally succeeded. Some persons are thanking the Echi local government chairman for building a market. It's disturbing that persons are seeing themselves as slaves. You do not thank your employee for the job he's paid to do. The governor constructs a few substandard roads and flyovers. The Ginger Boys go on national radio and TV to sing his praises. So disgusting. That's relish. Lack of learning materials hinder learning in River State. I thought the governor said he allocated 30% of his annual budget to education. Talk is cheap. Vice Embassy sanctioned in Australia for not heeding to COVID-19 rules. Churches should stop this. They should support government to curb this instead of demonizing the whole thing. This also happening in Nigeria. Nothing is being done. And no, is it that the churches are right? Jerry is asking. Secondus' purported sack by the court is a good omen because what goes up does come down. Almighty King of River State, we are watching. Common voter registration, INEC lacks capacity, but they said they have capacity for electronic transmission. People are making case about it just to tarnish Buhari's image. Stand.
And 30 seconds is certainly too short for me too.
I realize there's no court in Port Harcourt has jurisdiction to entertain a matter that has to do with the national chairman of a party that has its office in Abuja. Why is UK using reverse taxpayers' money to fight an individual instead of using it to construct or bad roads? I support the submission of Algon. INEC for once should do the right thing by spreading their tentacles to all the wards in the state. On the reintegration of terrorists into the populace on the grounds that they repented, I see that as a fallacy of a deathbed's repentance. I don't believe them. Secondus was elected with a tenure at the National Convention of the PDP. The party's constitution is clear on removal from office. Suspension and court action is pettiness. In as much as I want Secondus out for docility and not waking up as an opposition leader, I won't support his humiliation. This court can as well order the sack of a sitting elected political office holder without immunity pending the termination of one fictitious and frivolous claims. They sponsored this kind of junk action. The sponsors of this kind of junk action are desperados, are not thinking well of the party. Ernest sent that in. Arresting a girl and keeping her incommunicado from family is the height of irresponsibility and armed recklessness. This is nothing but kidnapping, no different from those hiding in the bushes and committing crimes. But then, in the north, they're busy integrating Boko Haram into the society. Isn't that obvious that we're in a system that one law applies to the north and another for the south? It's actually painful that our political elites are not rising to the occasion to ask the right questions and demand equality for those they claim to represent. Instead, they're romancing with the oppressor because of their selfish political ambition. ND sent that in. Momo from Ajib, I knew it would be crisis. Maybe Secondus said he won't step aside till December. After agreement has been reached, you can't outshine your master. Problem looms. All right, let's see if we can take this one. Good morning. Yes, yes, thank you.
Yes. And I want to look at the doctors and want to go back to work. I want to continue to say that the doctors should wait until they get all the things that they have signed given to them. Because if the doctors in UK were on strike, the president of Nigeria will not always go there. If the doctors know what they are demanding for, and you know if they are right, that's my view. Thank you, Madam Dota.
Thank you, Madam Dota. And that's a wrap on the headlines this morning. Well, you can continue the conversation on Facebook at Nigerian for PH and on Instagram as well. My name is Enoh. After the news at 8 o'clock, I will return and we'll talk about this free education and what's going on in schools, in public schools, some public schools in River State. Good morning.